Onstad's water is crisp and pure, while water from Liyue has an enduring aftertaste. In Inazuma, the water possesses a depth of flavor unlike any other. Sumeru's water, meanwhile, has a rich and complex flavor profile, but it must be savored patiently to fully appreciate it.
Is it just Paimon, or is this place creepier than ever? Paimon really hopes Chi-Chi's okay. Shower me with praise! Ow!
Stabilize! Settle down!
Look! It's another one of Lan Yan's rattan figures! Does that mean she's been here?
Probably, and likely with Hu Tao.
Just what are they up to? Oh, Paimon's got it! They came here to go ghost hunting! The people from the Adventurers Guild did say Wuwang Hill was haunted. Hu Tao knows all about ghosts, and Lan Yan's rattan figures have all those witness sigils on them. So she must know what she's doing too!
Then, what happened to Chi-Chi?
One second, Oh, okay. Hear Paimon out. Chi-Chi's a zombie, so her joint... Alright then. Well, let's keep looking for clues. We'll see who's right soon enough. Huh? What was that sound? Ghost incoming!
Hold up, it's me!
Yelan! What are you doing here? We were told this place was haunted. Well, guess it kinda was, just not by ghosts apparently.
Hehe, that is right. I managed to scare off a few rookie adventurers, but it looks like you're not so easy to spook. Anyway, don't go any further. There's danger up ahead.
But we have to find Chi-Chi! She went missing around here and she could be in danger.
I'm aware of the situation. My contacts in the Adventurers Guild filled me in. I found a herb gatherer's basket partway up the mountain, possibly belonging to Chi-Chi, but I don't think she's here anymore.
What makes you so sure?
Because I scoured this whole place looking for clues. That's how I know that the immediate area is safe. But beyond this point, I can't be sure. So you're here to look for Chi-Chi as well? No, I'm investigating the unknown disturbance here. About a month ago, the Ministry of Civil Affairs noticed an unusual spike in the number of elderly people seeking medical care in Genshin village. Plus, they all seem to be suffering from an unknown illness.
Baiju noticed that too! He's convinced that something's up in Chingsa village.
Actually, we discovered that the source of the problem isn't Genshin village itself, but where we are now, Wuwang Hill. But the village isn't far from here, and the elderly residents are particularly vulnerable, which is why they've borne the brunt of it.
Huh. The plot thickens.
I'll bet Hu Tao and Lan Yan knew something.
Probably. If only we knew where the heck they'd gone.
I might have some idea.
Really? So where are they?
Somewhere difficult to reach. For now, you should come with me. We need to speak with Ningguang.
What? Why?
Don't act so surprised. I just shared top secret information with you. Surely you didn't think I would let you walk away?
What are you gonna do?
I'm kidding. Ningguang is well aware of the situation with Director Hu, and everything I've seen suggests that Lan Yan and Chi-Chi have ended up in the same place as her. Come on, Ningguang will explain everything. In the past, I would have said, no way! I mean, I'd be happy to join you, but I'm not about to tell my crew they won't get to go home for the festival this year. That all goes without saying, unlike what I hope you're going to say next. You sure have a way with words. Alright, fine, it's a yes. The Gate of Fright, Guyunstone Forest, yeah? I'll handle it. I knew I could count on the great Captain Baidu to answer the call of duty. Save the compliments. Just make sure you pay my crew properly. It's Lantarn Rite, so they'll be expecting 5 times their usual rate. Ha! The deal is sealed, and then the trap is sprung. Well, you've got me now. So what about your share, How much will that rob me of? Oh please, firstly, no one can rob the Tianquan. Not even me. And secondly, keep my share, it's my gift to you. Go buy yourself a new hairpin with it. Saves me a trip to the market, right? Oh hey, Gwen and Paimon!
Ahoy there, Captain Beto!
Ah, little Paimon. That bright-eyed enthusiasm is exactly what Ningguang needs. She's conscripting you, by the way. Got some real back-breaking work lined up for you.
What?
Sorry, gotta dash. See you around, Fox. Oh yeah, and happy Lantarn Rite. Yelan clearly knows me well. She has brought you two here without me needing to say a word. Baido said you were conscripting us? Baido never passes on an opportunity to wisecrack at my expense. She's not exactly wrong though, is she? Gwen and Paimon have actually been there before. That makes them the perfect candidates.
Been where? Where's there?
I know you're looking for someone, and I don't wish to waste your time, so I'll get right to the point. From what I understand, Director Hu Tao, Miss Gigi and Miss Lanyan are currently stranded inside the border.
Border? The border? That border?
Yes, that border. The border between life and death.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! When did you find out about the border? Wait, and how did you know we'd been there before?
Hey, come on!
Oh, right. Literally your job to know that kind of stuff. Fair enough. Good job.
How are you so sure they're at the border? Time is limited, so I can't go into full detail, but let me give you a brief bit of background on the current situation. 1 month ago, the Ministry of Civil Affairs became aware of an unusual illness affecting the elderly of Quince. A couple of weeks later, Director Hu came to report a potential disturbance in the border. The Ministry of Affairs investigated and, sure enough, found an ominous presence on Wuwang Hill. Then, 3 days ago, Hu Tao came to us again, this time to update us that she was now ready to go to the border and investigate the situation in full. We had agreed to meet again yesterday, but she failed to show up. That's when I sent Yelan to investigate further. Director Hu's last known location was Wuwang Hill. Same goes for Gigi and Lanyan. I'm about 90% sure that all 3 of them are stuck in the border.
If even Hu Tao can't get out, there must be something seriously wrong.
Now that you know the situation, are you willing to travel to the border and rescue Hu Tao and company? Your prior experience exploring the realm makes you our best hope.
Of course! If our friends are in trouble, we'll help however we can. But there's one problem. Last time we went to the border, Hu Tao led the way. We don't know how to get there on our own.
I'm guessing Ningguang already thought of that? You can seek assistance from the Conqueror of Demons at Wangshu Inn. He will show you the way.
Oh, Xiao, of course!
Hell, Yelan was preparing to travel to the border herself before you two entered the picture. So naturally, he has been briefed on the situation. The rescue mission is of the utmost importance. Director Hu must be brought back safe and sound. Consider it done. Then I'll wait here for the good news. We got lucky. If I'd gone, I don't know what my chances would have been. But don't go putting your feet up just yet, Yelan. I'm afraid I have another mission for you. Yeah, I figured that might be the case. What's the situation? The gate array. We've now found the locations of the gates of life, concealment, fright and injury. Is that right? Qijing and Ganyu are handling the gates of life and concealment, and Captain Baido has agreed to take the crew fleet to guard the gate of fright. That leaves the gate of injury. I've racked my brains, and other than a conqueror of demons, I can't think of anyone more suitable for this one than you. Oh. I see, it's in the chasm. That's right, as for the remaining 4 gates, we are working to calculate their positions based on what we know of the array so far. It shouldn't take long now. When I last saw Director Who, she said that if worse comes to worst, activating the 7 and 8 gates array may be our only option. But if you have doubts, I would like to hear them. I don't know much about this magic array, but doesn't it involve obfuscating one of the people involved? That's what troubles me too. Let's continue this discussion another time.
Xiao, you're already here!
It's you two? Where's Yailan? There's been a change of plan. Do you have any idea how dangerous this mission is?
We'll be fine! Danger's never stopped the traveler before, has it?
The border between life and death is a treacherous place at the best of times, and the recent disturbances will only make it more so. You will face great peril at every step of the way.
Exactly! Plus, we made a promise to Ningguang.
Please, go back and tell them to send Yelan instead.
What? Are we not good enough?
I would feel more comfortable sending Yelan. She's privy to secret art practiced by our clan, plus she has extensive experience in battle. If anything has to happen to Egwen,
Oh, so you're just worried for his safety. Wait, but he has extensive experience in battle too. Come on, think of something.
we promised Zhongli we would go.
Huh? What do you... Oh, yeah. So, this is a protective talisman that Zhongli gave us. It even has the symbol. He said we'd better get Hu Tao back, safe and sound, or there will be consequences.
Your attempts to mislead me are futile. The coin is clearly a counterfeit. It carries only the symbol of Rex Lapis and none of his power.
Oh, drat! Zhongli swindled us!
What's worrying you, Xiao? I fear the bad karma I carry would only disturb the border further. So while I can show you the entrance, I cannot venture inside with you.
Oh, so that's what this is about? You're worried that you won't be able to rescue us if something bad happens, huh? Paimon can understand, but still.
I'm not the one you should be worried about.
Right! Hu Tao understands the border better than anyone. Without her, no one has a clue how to handle this situation.
Plus, we've been there before.
Yep, that makes us the second most experienced border goers after Hu Tao.
Dare to trust us? Very well then. Hold tight.
Whoa, that was fast.
The border should be nearby.
So, do you know the spell to open the border?
No, balancing the forces of life and death has always been the Wangshan funeral parlor's domain. I'm not familiar with their craft. But since the border has been disrupted, Fetter is leaking out. We simply need to find where the leak is. That will be your entrance. Evil conquering!
That was amazing! So you can see Fetter?
With my Adapter's perception, I can sense the presence of the abnormal. Whether it's Feather or not, we shall see soon enough. Let's go!
Useless! Monsters!
The Feather has sent them into a frenzy. Stand back, I'll deal with them.
Worthless!
This is the place.
Looks like it was Fetter you saw back there.
As I said earlier, this is as far as I can accompany you, or I risk doing more harm than good. You'll be on your own from here on. Lean your head in for a second. Gavirudaka.
Huh? What did you do?
I placed a witness sigil on your forehead, so you can share my powers of perception. Now you'll be able to see the fetter. There's no knowing what things are like in there, but hopefully this will help. When you find them, call my name. I will open a passage and pull you out.
Thanks, Xiao. You've thought of everything. Back in a jiffy.
Be extremely careful.
Paimon kinda recognizes this place from last time, but something feels different.
Gather!
By royal decree.
Bow your head.
The path ends here. Should we jump down? Isn't that how we did it last time? We're nearly at the end, right? How come we still... Also, it's kind of hard to tell that there's been a huge disaster here. It seems just as serene as last time. Maybe try using Xiao's ability. Hey, that's one of Madame Lan's rattan figures! It just ran away! Let's go after it! The rattan figure is covered in feather. How did that happen? Let's see if there are any more.
Silence!
Why would Madame Lan leave her rattan figures here? It's like she's using them to cast some sort of spell. Well, if there's two, Paimon bets there's gotta be more. Get ready to jump again!
I'm sleepy. Don't fall asleep, Gigi. You've already absorbed too much fodder. If you fall asleep, you'll never wake up again. But so sleepy.
Focus on my voice, Chi-Chi. You are not feeling sleepy. You are the most awake person in the whole world. Even if everyone else falls asleep, you are going to stay wide awake.
Whole world asleep. Gigi, awake. That was impressive. I didn't know hypnotism worked in reverse.
Even so, it doesn't really solve anything.
Hang in there. I'm close to figuring out how to get to the exit. Want to close my eyes and dream.
Fight it, Chi-Chi.
A dream, huh? Alright, Gigi, let me help you with that. Now listen closely. This is how your dream is going to go. Picking herbs in the blazing sun. Gigi wipes her brow. Picking herbs. Gigi. She finds a temple on a hill and goes to seek the Tao. Temple on a hill. An old priest greets her at the door. Surprise! Her name's Hu Tao. Hu Tao? She grabs young Gigi with both hands and buries her deep underground. By Rex Lapis, she'll never be found. No, don't bury me! Help! Not so sleepy now, are you? No, wide awake with fright.
Drat! Hu Tao, we've got a problem. Somehow they've broken through my illusion.
The monsters, you mean? Monsters!
Don't be afraid, Chi-Chi. We'll protect you.
Hotel, Madame Lan, Chi-Chi! Oh, thank goodness we finally found you!
What the... Oh, so it was you guys! Eggman! Paimon!
Oh, you frightened me for a second. I thought my illusion had been undone by a bunch of monsters. How did you find this place?
Let me guess. The Tianjian sent you. I know she'd act if I missed our meeting.
Wow, so Hu Tao really planned ahead. She knew someone would come after her.
It's dangerous here. Time to get out.
It's not as simple as that. This place is changing constantly. Director Hu has found the exit plenty of times, but it would always close before we can get to it.
Don't worry, we've got you covered.
Yo! You found them? Oh, the Conqueror of Demons is coming? Why, thank you. No need. I'll open the passage now. The monsters!
Drat! They must have sensed the new way out.
Let them come. It's their funeral. Courtesy of Director Hu. This will take me a minute or so.
Hurry, we gotta fend them off!
I'll help too.
Closing in! Ills be gone! Sacred name, Fortune Preserver. Fire hands on fire! Life goes on. Go!
You see, Xiao? Told you.
I'm glad you made it out.
Excuse me, sir, but are you the legendary conqueror of demons?
You may spare the formalities. Is everyone okay? We're all right, but Gigi absorbed a little too much feather. Start from the beginning. What exactly happened? I was picking herbs. Then I saw a hole. I tried to block the hole, but instead I fell in.
There's clearly something special about Chi-Chi. If I'd absorbed that much feather, I don't think I'd still be around to tell the tale.
Gigi's condition is certainly unique, but regardless, it was still a risky call.
Well then, let's get her to Boo Boo Pharmacy, shall we?
I'll take her. Your work is still not done, so you should return to Yuying Terrace.
Oh, true. We shouldn't keep Ningguang waiting any longer. She's probably as stressed as a slime in a hot spring by this point, right?
I highly doubt it.
Okay, well, we can discuss that later. Let's just head back. Ningguang! Ningguang! We got everyone back safely!
Impressive work, Egwen. You were quicker than I expected.
Paimon thought you'd be super anxious having to wait for us here at Yujing Terrace, but you
See?
seem as calm
And
as
you
ever.
thought she'd be hopping around like a slime. If I can't trust you, then I really don't know who I can turn to. My apologies, Lady Qian. I promise I'm not usually late for appointments, let alone by a whole day. Hope you can understand. No apologies necessary, Director Hu. It was my mistake letting you go to the border by yourself. Don't say that. Even I didn't think the situation would go this bad. How bad is this bad? I'd like to know too. How dangerous is the situation we face? And how does it compare to the previous cases? Way worse. Like way worse.
Huh? So this isn't the first time? I've never heard of this happening before.
Well, don't forget, the border isn't part of the natural landscape. It's more like an old house that's gradually falling apart. So it requires maintenance every once in a while. Sometimes every few centuries, sometimes every other decade or so. And of course, that's the responsibility of the Wang Xuan funeral parlor. In the past, though, the worst it got was a few small feather leaks. That's an easy fix for our secret art. It burns it all away, no problem. But this time, it's different. Inside the border, it's like the whole world has been turned upside down. Do you have any idea what the cause might be? Not so far, no. Maybe it's the abyss? I doubt it. I haven't found any traces of abyssal activity.
You're thinking about Natlan, right? It did feel kind of similar, but not exactly the same. Is Liyue's border anything like the Night Kingdom in Natlan?
Ah, yes. I've heard a little about the crisis there. But as far as I understand, the Night Kingdom is a true realm of the death, while the border is more of a boundary world between life and death. Yep, it's a demarcation line. Life on side, death on the other. So if the border fails, souls will pour out, and the whole thing becomes a chaotic mix of life and death, just like what happened all those millennia ago.
No wonder so many people have been aging faster than normal.
It's a symptom of death encroaching on the world of the living.
Then what should we do now?
Burning away the feather won't do any good, because the issue is the border itself. Lady Qian, any progress on the 7 and 8 gates method I mentioned last time? Yes, we've deduced the locations of 4 of the gates, and we should be able to pinpoint the rest of the array before long. Whoa, already? The Qian doesn't mess around. Several strokes of luck were involved. Our nation is blessed with good fortune.
Wait a second. That gates method you mentioned. Are you talking about the one from the sanctification of Tao Du?
That's the one. You've seen the state of the border. I can't think of any other way to fix it besides a complete do-over.
Do-over? You mean make a whole new border?
No, not the whole border. Just the part that's been giving us grief, which is just as well. Reconstructing the whole thing would be much more difficult. The 8 gates refer to 8 key nodes in Liyue's Li lines. Life, death, repose, concealment, initiation, terrain, fright and injury. They can be used to direct the Li line's energy.
And the 7?
That's the requirement for activating the array. The array master will select one gate from the 8 to subdue evil, cutting off its exit path by using the Li line's power to obfuscate themselves.
What do you mean, obfuscate?
As in, disappear from the ley lines completely, never to be seen again, taking the banished evil along with them.
So someone has to die for this to work? But you can't seriously be considering this.
Now, don't worry. That's a traditional interpretation, but people just assume that because the lone butterfly sacrificed herself. But let's not forget, they were purifying a whole god. As bad as things are now, it's still a far cry from what they had to deal with. Besides, the border isn't completely ruined, so we're only fixing one part of it. If you ask me, as long as the Array Master can withstand a huge blast of feather, they'll be just fine. Oh, do you have any proof to back up the statement, Director Who? My proof is that I know the most about life and death out of everybody here. Unless anyone wants to dispute that? No one? Okay, good. Looks like we're all in agreement. In that case, we can plan our next steps as soon as the Tian has found the remaining 4 gates. Director Who? Something to add, Lady Tian? No, there's something else that I'd like to ask about, but it might not be my place to do so. If you do not wish to answer, then please pretend I never said anything. Sure, what is it? Do you believe that today's border crisis could have anything to do with the Wuwang Hill disaster from over a decade ago?
Huh? There was a disaster at Wuwang Hill? What happened?
Some sort of natural disaster, wasn't it? There used to be a village there, but then there was a flood or something. It took a lot of lives, and all the survivors moved away. But that doesn't explain how Wuwang Hill became the dark and gloomy place it is today. Maybe there was more to it.
Phew! No, Lady Tian, I don't think those two events are related. Excellent. Well, that puts my mind at ease. Everyone, let's meet here again in 2 days. We should know the locations of all the gates by then. Alright, well, I've still got a lot of preparations to make, so I'll be heading back to the funeral parlor now.
Sounds good. If we're all done here, I'd better get going too.
Wait, Lan Yan. Paimon meant to ask, how did you know where to find Hu Tao? Did you already know something was wrong with the border?
Oh, that. Yeah, I definitely owe you an explanation. Why don't you meet me at the Adventurers Guild later? I just need to write a letter to my family first. I want to let them know I'm fine. And I also have some questions I want to ask them.
Alright, then we'll see you at the Adventurers Guild.
Traveler! Paimon! Over here! Perfect timing. I literally just posted my letter. Anyway, back to your question. Let me guess. You're probably thinking I predicted the border crisis with some kind of mysterious magic.
Well, yeah. Aren't the lawns of Chen Yu Vale all experts at Chiman divination or something?
No, that's simply not true. Yes, the Chiman arts have been practiced in my clan for many generations. And yes, Wind Reader is listed as one of our ancestors in the genealogy. But my family are only distant relatives. We branched off from the main family line long ago. By my grandpa's generation, the only Chiman he knew was a few parlor tricks. Put it like this. My grandpa makes a living telling fortunes in Yilong Wharf. But I'm making more than him just selling my handmade arts and crafts.
Huh. So why exactly did you come to look for Hu Tao?
Because Grandpa's readings have gone sideways recently. The romance and career fortunes are doing okay. But when it comes to longevity, everyone's readings suddenly saying they only have a few years left to live. It gave Grandpa quite a fright. Fearing backlash from his clients, he closed shop and shut himself away at home, trying to divine an answer to the strange readings. But after days and nights of divination, the only clue he got was Wangshang Funeral Parlor. Right around that time, I happened to receive an invitation from the Ministry of Civil Affairs to organize a street fair. So I figured I might as well drop by the funeral parlor to see what Director Who might know about all this.
Oh. Wait, so your grandpa's divinations were correct all along, weren't they? The longevity readings were affected by the border crisis, and Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was the answer, because they can fix it!
It's certainly looking that way. Apparently every soul in Liyue is now living under the creeping shadow of death. But so far, we are the only ones in the know.
I have another question. What's the deal with this rattan figure?
Wait, that's the one I left at Miss Yingar's shop. It's actually a product of genuine Cheeman art. It's engraved with an exorcism sigil to absorb inauspicious energy in their owner's place, so they won't come to harm. I had no idea you'd been holding on to it all this time. I guess it was meant to be. You're more than welcome to keep it if you like. When I first arrived at Liyue Harbor, I passed by a large house and felt a chill go down my spine. So I made a rattan figure and gave it to the young master there. Later on, I also sensed something similar around Timaeus, so I made another one and left it at Scent of Spring. Then I followed Director Hu to Wuwang Hill, only to find she disappeared without a trace. While I was searching the area, I found Miss Chi-Chi. She was stuck in some kind of crevice, and she seemed to be blocking something from coming through. When I tried to pull her out, we both got pulled into a cold, dark place, which I soon discovered was the border. We wandered around aimlessly for a while, until we ran into Director Hu. She'd lit some incense, and was burning Feder left and right with a flaming staff. But there was just too much. There was no way she could hope to get rid of it all. Worse still, the Feder blocked off the way we'd come in, trapping us inside. Thank goodness you came to our rescue.
You let on! Didn't you use some kind of illusion magic in the border?
Yes. Actually, that and the rattan figures are things I learned from one of my cousins in the main branch of my family. She's been practicing the Cheeman art since she was little. She's also the one I posed some questions to in my letter back home.
Questions about the 7 and 8 gates method?
Wow! Good guess. Yes, I want to know for sure whether sacrificing one of the participants is a necessary part of the method or not. I figured she might know.
Huh? But Hu Tao already told us it won't come to that. She said we just need to make sure the person can withstand a strong blast of Feder.
I certainly hope that's true, but I can't help but feel uneasy about it. I haven't known Director Hu for long, but I get the sense that she prefers to keep the truth bottled up sometimes. Sure, she talks a lot, and isn't afraid to broach dark and uncomfortable topics, but she really hasn't said much in the way of her own private thoughts. It's like she's already got a plan, and is keeping it to herself.
You mean, you think she lied to us?
I wouldn't call it lying per se, but remember when the Tianquan asked about the incident at Wuwang Hill from a decade ago?
Yep. Hu Tao said that it doesn't have anything to do with what's happening now. Are you saying they actually are related?
Do you know anything what happened back then, Lanyan?
I just heard that there was a flood. But given everything that's going on, I think it likely had to do with the border as well. That would at least explain the strange weather going on at Wuwang Hill. I remember my cousin saying that around that time, the Wangshang funeral parlor set up an altar on top of the hill. I just assumed it was for a funeral. But now, I can't help but wonder if it was some sort of ritual to try and fix the border. Anyway, the ceremony was hosted jointly by 2 former directors of the Wangsheng funeral parlor, namely Hu Tao's father and grandfather.
Oh, really? Hu Tao's never mentioned her dad to us before. How strange. So you think there's more to the story, huh?
Yeah, but since she brushed it aside when the Tianquan asked her about it, I don't see how I can broach the topic. I've only known her for a few days.
I guess we should go talk to Hu Tao ourselves.
Huh? You think we should ask her about it? But she's never opened up to us about family stuff before. What if she shuts us out?
Then that's her choice. All we can do is try.
All right, let's go find her and take it from there. Hu Tao!
Hey Gwen, Paimon, what's up? We haven't spoken in 5 minutes and you're missing me already?
Yep, so we thought we'd come hang out with you. What were you looking at just now?
Something so amazing you wouldn't believe it, but I'm not showing you. Why? Is it a secret photo of me? Seriously though, you probably shouldn't joke about that. You don't want to jinx it. Jinx it how? Well, the people in this picture keep appearing in my dreams lately, and none of them are around anymore. So keeping you out of the picture is probably for the best. Alright, I'll quit joking around. Here, take a look.
Huh? Wait, are they?
Yeah, my dad and my grandpa. Without this picture, I'd probably forgotten what my dad looked like by now. When he passed, I was still too young to understand what was going on. Everything I know about my dad, I learned from my grandpa. So, what happened to him? There was a border incident on Wuwang Hill about a dozen years ago. My dad tried using the art of Homa to burn away the feather, but he slipped up and suffered a lethal exposure to it. He died on the spot.
That's awful. So, is that what made Wuwang Hill the way it is today?
Yep, his mistake didn't just cost him his own life, it took most of the village out and left lasting changes on Wuwang Hill itself. Thankfully, my grandpa managed to deal with the fallout, but that's not to say he escaped unscathed. He didn't even make it to 60 before he passed. So your grandpa was affected by the incident with your dad? Well, he never admitted it, of course, but given how fit and healthy he was before that, I would have expected him to have a few more years of him.
Sounds like you blame your dad for all this.
How could I not? It would be one thing if he was just a spoiled brat who never amounted to do anything. But he was a genius. He was, and still is, the best spellcaster in our family for generations. Grandpa always called me gifted for mastering Wangshan arts by the age of 8. But by the time my dad was 8, he was already hosting rituals and incinerating feather all by himself. Fixing the border crisis should have been a piece of cake for him, and he messed up. Who else is there to blame if not him?
But maybe the question is, why did he mess up?
Because he was an unworthy director. Every past director has burned away all of their belongings when they pass on, leaving at most 1 or 2 items behind. My grandpa, for example, left only his head behind. But my dad? He left a whole pile of stuff, including this meaningless picture.
But doesn't that show how much he cared?
No, all it shows is that he was unable to let go, and the fact that he couldn't let go is precisely why he failed during that ritual. He was too attached to his aging father, his young daughter, and the world where we were all together. That's why he hesitated in that final moment, because he was afraid to die. He lost focus, and death won, taking his life and many others. In this line of work, we know better than anyone how hard letting go can be. We see it all the time, but as funeral directors, it's the one thing we cannot allow ourselves to fall victim to. Like Grandpa always said, we should live in life and die in death. That's the whole basis of the Wangshan funeral parlor's existence. Unfortunately, with my dad, these teachings went in one ear and out the other. He really let everyone down.
You don't need to be so hard on him. Sure, he made a mistake, but he can't have meant for things to turn out this way.
You're missing the point, my little Paimon. It's precisely because he's my dad that I choose not to hold back. There isn't a father in the world who would disapprove of their daughter being outspoken. Because a father's biggest fear is that once he's not around anymore, his daughter will never get to that carefree, sassy little kid ever again. So I'm gonna keep talking trash about him all I want, and on the off chance he ever overhears me, I know he'll take some comfort from knowing that I never stopped just being myself and living my life my way. Anyway, so that's the brief history of Wuwang Hill for you. Anything else on the agenda? Thank you for being so open with us. Do you think I'd hide from you? Nah, we're better buds than that. Plus, you did just rescue me from the border, so I owe you big time. Answering your questions seems like the least I can do.
Alright, in that case, Paimon has one last question. Earlier, you said that no one will have to die when the array is activated. Is that the truth?
Yes, in my highly professional opinion, yes.
Okay. That's all Paimon wanted to hear.
Try not to dwell too much on all this stuff, okay? There are still 2 days to go, so check out the street fair and enjoy yourself. You said it yourself, remember? Gotta keep a reasonable work-life balance. I'll see you at Yujing Terrace in 2 days. This time, we're gonna turn death to ashes. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you all for watching. Until next time.